I am Bilal Morris, and this is Belizean Legends. As Belizeans, we have a great history of achievement. We are fortunate to witness some magnificent athletic performances. We've been privileged to enjoy great musical concerts from extraordinary musical artists. As a nation, we have struggled politically, but also made great progress. Culturally, we continue to evolve as a society. Where were you when some of these incredible moments occurred? Belizean Legends will transcend you back into time to relive some of these spectacular events and offer some behind-the-scenes perspective on the untold stories, as well as updating you on the individual lives featured in this series.
We are here to discuss the issue of Lynam College, Lynam Agricultural College, the history of it, and its contributions to the overall development of Belize. Accompanied me with Mr. Marin, his brother Abdul, Marin Nunes, and Lynam Morris. Good morning, Mr. Marin. I would like you to share with us your thoughts in respect to what you can recollect on the impact that Lynam have made from the inception.
Lynam graduates were mostly in agriculture. There was a time when more than half of the farm demonstrators were Lynam graduates or went to school at Lynam. The school existed from 1953 to 1971 when it closed down. 1974 it was converted to being a prison. 1994, after 23 years, it was converted back to high school. The impact of Lynam is that youths are trained to feed themselves. Unfortunately, there's a situation that the Mennonites don't have degrees, but they can feed themselves. The Roots Belizean have degrees, but they cannot feed themselves. Now that is a serious dilemma. If you are educated and you cannot feed yourself, then you are not educated. Now what is the sense of having a degree but no temperature? Lynam prevented that situation, that you are educated and you cannot feed yourself. And this is what Belize is being converted to. Belizeans should not have the capability of feeding themselves. Hence, our educational system is a serious problem to our development. Very, very serious. We all know that when you rock the boat, who will be thrown out? The person who rocked the boat. So our system remains the same. Lynam did rock the boat. Therefore, it was closed.
Very good. Mr. Marin, could you shed some light in terms of the specifics who were instrumental in the first instance while Lynam was closed down? Who closed it down?
It was a political situation it's good for you to be informed that most politicians by black came from them. We have the most politicians. Now, if you have a school that is producing politicians who you cannot control, that school will be closed down. We have Minister Chiste Garcia, Minister Melvin Halls, Minister Rennie Montero from Kyle. They were graduates from there. Now, if you have a high school graduating politicians, future politicians, that means there will be a serious revolution, especially in our food security. It is very sad that instead of bringing out or training agriculture people, our school system, as if they are promoting non-agriculture people. And bear in mind that we have to eat every day. But the food that we eat every day should be food that is homegrown. If you import food, it means that you cannot feed yourself. The idea why we should not feed ourselves is to keep us poor. There is no developed country that cannot feed its population. Every developed country can feed its population. One of my heroes was and is the late Forbes Burnham. His mantra was that every mouth must be fed from the cradle to the grave. What happened to him? He died on the operating table. His mantra, he maintained to nationalize everything in Guyana. I studied in Guyana for 2 years, 1976 to 1978. So I traveled over there. And Forbes Burnham was a leader. He was capable of feeding his people. That is the only black leader in the world that can feed his people. The only black leader. We have a problem in that our leaders, they don't have that priority that they should feed their people. Now, if you want to feed your people, you have to have agriculture in all schools, no exception. All schools. Belize have more land than people, so we can feed ourselves. But instead of feed ourselves, we do robbery, jacking, killing. Agriculture is the key to development. Now, Lynam promoted that in the height of Lynam production, we had 100 acres of corn. After we harvested corn, we planted 100 acres of beans in the same land area. 200 acres of pasture for cattle. We had 150 head of Brahman cattle, what we call zebu. 200 heads of pig, 75 acres of orange, 25 acres of grapefruit. Now, presently, we don't have not even 1 acre. So, Lynam, it was destroyed slowly but surely.
What was the total acreages of Lynam?
Originally, it was 2,200 acres. Originally. We also had a combined harvester. It harvested corn and beans. That was abundant or soon or something in 1971. There is a professor in the States, Professor Emeritus. His name is Carl Byrne. And he told me, there was a time he told me that whenever you need help, just show up at Iowa State University, ask for me, and they'll find me. You can get whatever. Now that promise, it seems that it cannot be fulfilled. But hopefully, it will be fulfilled. But we have good people out there who are ready to help Lynam development and impact in agriculture for our people in our country.
I was told that one by the name of Michael Benny, that was his name at the time, Michael Finnegan. No, Michael Finnegan also attended Lynam, but his name wasn't Finnegan at the time, it was Benny. Lynam was in the height of its production.
1966 to 1970. During that time, the school population was 150 students. We had 3 teachers with masters. Those were Jesuits. And 3 Belizeans with bachelors. Patrick Scott, one of them. Mary Stanley, the other. And the third one was Degu Smith from Kai. And we were passing GC at a very efficient level. One question was that how come these rough guys going to Lynam can pass GC? Simple. You are well fed. How will you study on an empty belly? Now that's the problem with our students in Belize now. They go to school hungry. So they commit a lot of violence. The passing get less and less because our food security is getting worse. Once you got food in your stomach, you'll have patience to listen to a teacher. But if you're hungry, you listen to a teacher, no man. you get very disrespectful, the stomach.
In fact, as you speak, looking back now, those foods of the past were wholesome food. But what we
Fresh.
call
Organic
fresh.
food, right.
Today, our young people are eating processed food from the Chinese grocery mainly. We hear about ramen noodles and all those canned food that I refer to as dog food. Our people cannot get anything wholesome from that. Right? What was Brother Chistes Garcia's role? You have mentioned that he was a graduate of Lynam. He was the only Garifuna Minister of Health. He have made some significant impact and contribution to the development, local, national, and international development of Belize. What was his role in bringing back Lynam to your knowledge?
Okay, he was the Minister of Agriculture.
Did I say agriculture?
Yeah.
Sorry, agriculture.
The DVD, all of that is in the DVD, you know?
Okay, no problem.
I'm just repeating what you'll find in the DVD,
Yes,
so you
sure,
can see it over and over. Okay, his role. He personally reopened the school in 1994. It was a 3 years high school first. So the first graduation was 1997 and it was co-ed. Before that, only males go to line. Before. But in 1994, when it reopened, it was boys and girls. Up to now, still boys co-ed. Noticed went to LA, got involved in fundraising, brought the money back here to Belize, paid out the PE teachers. You know, it was an approach that somebody have to do that. Otherwise, the school wouldn't have reopened. Just did a lot. Some of our years my hero.
Let me, yes, my question is, was there any relationship with the Suba workers and Lynam, or when they used to do canning in Dangriga with Lynam because of the production? Was there any relationship between Lynam and these industries that existed in Dangriga in the older days?
We didn't have any relationship with Pomona. It was a sad situation. You see what I mean? You should have been part of the processing process since it was agricultural school. We didn't have an agricultural industry. But there was a serious barrier that we had.
And in terms of the commerce by port, were there any production for export
Right.
From Lynam.
from Lynam?
From Lynam? No. Lynam at that stage was only for school population, a self-sufficiency. Now, bear in mind, the cattle, when the students are not around, nobody take out the cattle to pastures, so they stay more or less in a corral. So you feed them the corn, with the pigs, you feed them the beans. Enough food for the animals and the students. Bear in mind that's for the whole year.
When I look at when I listen to what you are saying in respect to the 60s leading to the 70s, in respect to the productivity of Lynam, and looking back now when things are quote unquote so modern. And what is the present status of Lynam? Andre now, the new name. What is the present situation of the school now as we speak?
The students have to buy their food. The production level is getting lower and lower. They are not being able, they don't have that capability to feed themselves. You know, different people go there on different systems to get back to the original system. Really it is difficult, but it is possible.
Let me just take your mind back. I want to read the one poem we will find in this Lynam Natural Resource College of Belize, yearbook 1999, by Winmark Bishop Alvarez. Struggle Lynam days. The young man said, Lynam days were the best days. They were sad times, then were happy times. They were working time and play time. We had fun in the field and in classes. Our teachers and principal were always there for us in good times and in bad times. The first year was the worst year. We worked hard, we played less. In the end, we achieved our goal thanks to all who made this a success. Can you recall a new fellow? Winmark Bishop Alvarez.
He is presently a computer technician in the police department right here. Right in Dangriga. As a matter of fact, a former commissioner of police, Bernard Bevans, is a graduate from mine. All that information I'm telling you is right in the DVD.
Let me remind you of another one. This one is entitled Lynam by Angel Callis. He said to Lynam, we came to 4 years before 1999. In spite all the negativity we heard about Lynam, we stayed confident and strong. Lynam prepared us successfully with education, 4 years of struggle and sacrifice. It wasn't easy, but we hold on to our patience. We had bad days, good days. Livestock, poultry, rice and beans, and even meat to eat at lunchtime. We saw Lynam how people of different color and culture unite together to make peace and show love. Like brothers and sisters, we learned that Lynam is lively, youthful, natural, academic, and now memorable. Lynam, you prepared us practically and theoretically. Lynam, you have brought the day when we go out. To practice what you have taught us, Lynam, we are leaving. Lynam, we will cherish your education. Lynam, we will make you proud someday. Angel by Angel Callis. You recall the film?
Yeah. He's living in the States right now. And he's very successful. Another person you can contact is Anthony Chanona. He's a graduate from there. And not far from where he lives is Mr. Patrick Scott. He lives in the Ringtail village. He used to be like a principal. They have good information.
I was talking to Mr. Vance Vernon a couple of days ago in AG, who was also a graduate of Lynam. And he was recollecting the football team of Lynam and how these guys from the south were rugged guys, rough and tumble, and they went to play a match in Cairo. And he recollected the type of physical exercises that were involved with those hilly terrains. Could you share with us the sporting aspect of Lynam back in those days?
In football, we had a team that defeated Queen's Park Rangers. High school team. Queen's Park Rangers was the number one team in the country. And Lynam boys defeated them. And at the high school level, we were unmatched. What helped us was, when I think about it, it was very strange. You had students from each district, and you also have Honduranians. You see the level of these sports. Honduranians. I remember Abraham Blanco, Peter Blanco, a guy Suazo, then a guy he actually ran for the vice presidency of Guatemala, Rolando Torres.
He was at Lynam?
He graduated along with me in 1970. That was my classmate. We had athletes from Honduras, Mexico, Guatemala, and the States. It was an international school. We were far ahead of our time. And recently, 2003, we had a solar system. 2003. UB got its solar system 2010. So you are far ahead of me.